Glad as always to have you with us, and greetings on this Wednesday. We're more than halfway through the work week. That's always a little something going for you, I suppose. We're also looking at another shot of some wintry weather. We're going to be on the outside looking in. Doesn't mean we might not be included, but we're definitely not going to be in the thick of things as folks in the deep south and east coast are. It is simply a wallop of a storm that's really going to hammer home just how brutal of a winter this has been. We here in the viewing area specifically, well, maybe an inch of snowfall as of the most recent update, and I want to caution that word of warning. But a lot of folks just a few miles away certainly are going to pick up more. We're going to have an update, and I suspect there's a good chance it may even be tweaked before I leave you. We'll talk about that, another shot of some rain and snow before Valentine's Day is over. If there's any good news in your forecast, it's the fact that we've got 50s making a return Monday of next week, and then sticking around for several days on end, and a few days not necessarily in the lower 50s either. Whew, can't wait. Great deal to talk about this evening. An update on Private First Class Josh Gray of Johnson County, what we know about his death and arrangements pending in his honor at this time. A day that students and staff thought they would never see today, and never see come this year at least, in McGoffin County schools, and it's the fourth day coming, so to speak. Car lovers alike are all reeling after the word of what happened at the Corvette Museum, and we've got a great deal to cover. We'll get to all that and more in just a few moments. But first off, a federal judge, Judge John Hayburn, has ruled that Kentucky's ban on recognizing same-sex marriages that are performed in other states rather than the Commonwealth violates the U.S. Constitution's 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause, writing in his opinion that while religious beliefs are important to society, they aren't a justification to discriminate based on a class of people. Now, he also went on to add that, quote, recognizing same-sex marriages clashes with many accepted norms in Kentucky, and many may be confused, even angry, about a court decision like his and what it calls into question as far as religious and ethical views. In his opinion, he says that he does not say Kentucky must permit same-sex marriages to be performed in the state, but it must recognize those from others. And a federal judge has sentenced a man from Pikeville to 30 years in federal prison for producing videos of himself engaged in sexually explicit conduct with a small child. Just yesterday, U.S. District Judge Moul Tapar sentenced 63-year-old David Campbell of Pikeville, Kentucky, for producing child pornography. The 30-year sentence is the maximum punishment allowed under Kentucky statute. Under federal law, Campbell will have to serve at least 85% of that sentence before being eligible for parole. According to court documents from March of 2012 through March of 2013, Campbell produced sexually explicit videos of himself with the victim and then distributed them to other individuals via the internet. The investigation was conducted by the FBI. Assistant U.S. Attorney Jason Parman prosecuted this case for the U.S. Attorney's Office on behalf of the federal government. On a government-related note, before we get to local and regional headlines, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul has filed a lawsuit, a class action lawsuit, if you will, today, challenging the NSA's surveillance program. Doing so, he has named President Barack Obama and several top national security officials as defendants in what he has called one of the largest class action lawsuits in the history of the nation, taking these individuals and others to court over the National Security Agency surveillance procedures. The suit alleges that the NSA program that collects and then stores millions of telephone metadata information bits, which includes where and when calls are made and other tidbits of information, asked the court to rule the program unconstitutional and forbid the government from allowing it to go on. He says that hundreds of thousands of people have joined alongside the suit, and he says it could conceivably, represent hundreds of millions of people who have phones in the United States. While the president and his administration have maintained that Americans' privacy is protected under the NSA programs, the government and the president specifically has recently announced a set of proposed reforms to rein in surveillance as it's done by the NSA. As for the lawsuit, Paul argues that all that bulk metadata that is collected nevertheless reveals a wealth of detail about personal and professional aspects of Americans' lives that are ordinarily unknown to the government. Local headlines start right after these words.
Game time means wing time at Lee's, and that means it's time for you to try our new buffalo wings. I can't tell you our secret, but I can tell you they're marinated and then rolled in our famous, albeit a little spicy, crispy chicken batter and served up with any of our 7 delectable sauces. So get your hands on a meal or a box today at your Sayersville Lee's famous recipe, where no one does chicken like we do chicken. Love is in the air at the seasonal shop with something sweet for all your hearts. With cute $5 or $10 custom valentines perfect for the kids at school, and other adorable cuddly candy bouquets just perfect for everyone. And they've got the finest in Whitman's chocolates and more ways to say I love you than you can imagine throughout the store. Fashionable and fan favorite handbags and jewelry for her. Absolutely anything and everything UK for him, and even Big Blue for the cutest of valentines. And just in, sassafras burlap designs in monogrammed doormats and garden flags to say welcome. All this and so much more only at Fraser's Prater Drugs seasonal shop in downtown Sayersville. From time and money-saving services like their overdraft protection, telephone and online banking services, to finding the right home, college, or car loan, to personalized checking and savings accounts designed around your exact needs, Sayersville National Bank is still your best choice and the same locally owned and operated bank that's been looking out for your family's financial health since 1902. Sayersville National, restoring the piggy bank population one savings at a time. The New Year's sales event rolls on at Conley's with 3.99% and up to $1,000 in rebates on new Polarises. Kawasaki's got 3.95% or save up to $1,500 in cash. And just in, Polaris Power digital inverter generators, ultra quiet and ultra affordable at Conley's, Kawasaki, and Polaris of Paintsville.
Let's do this. Can't believe my daughter wants to marry a Hatfield.
And I can't believe my son fell in love with a McCoy.
I got one thing to say. They're going to have the wireless plan with the best service.
And I say they're going to have the wireless plan with the biggest savings.
Daddy!
Hush up, Mary Beth.
Pa, stay out of this, Jonah.
We're done talking.
You got that right.
Better service.
Bigger savings.
Daddy, we've both got Appalachian Wireless. Better service.
Bigger savings.
That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
Could the death of a young Johnson County man who was so beloved by his peers and friends and family, a scholar who graduated from Johnson Central High School and then joined the Army out of college, been prevented? Was it a senseless act or accident? Well, we don't know. All of that is still under investigation by the government. What we do know at this hour is that Private First Class Joshua Gray of Van Leer in Johnson County did die while serving with the Army at the Bagram Airfield in Afghanistan.
While our governor has ordered that all flags at all state office buildings be lowered to half-staff in honor of Josh Gray from Johnson County on the day of his services, arrangements are still incomplete, but we are awaiting those to be made in his honor. We'll have those announcements to you as soon as they are done so. But according to the Department of Defense, the Private First Class, 21-year-old Josh Gray of Van Leer in Johnson County did die Monday at the Bagram Airfield in Afghanistan. They've only classified it thus far as a non-combat related incident. This, of course, after being a 2011 graduate of Johnson Central High School and then enlisting in the Army in November of 2012 after exiting college. Later in October of 2013, he was assigned to the Headquarters Battalion, 10th Mountain Division at Fort Drum, that's in New York. He was done so in the position of a satellite communications system operator and maintainer. Only a few months later, in January of this year, he was deployed to Afghanistan. And less than a few months later, we've learned now of his passing at the Bagram Airfield.
Today was a long time getting here. In fact, it was almost here 3 or 4 times before today. It was a significant day on the calendar, the school calendar that is, a day that many students and staff thought was never going to arrive. Officially, Montgomery County Schools have now finally embarked and put to rest the 100th day of school.
And these students at North Montgomery Elementary couldn't have been happier. Sure, it was one of the colder 100th days that I've been a part of. Sure, there was a little snow at their feet. Didn't go to fade the smiles and the excitement of students. And aren't we all glad that we finally got the 100th day of school down and away? Well, indeed we have, and it wasn't without a lot of other special activities along the way today. A lot of things done by the hundreds or counted by the hundreds today, and a lot of young people very glad to turn loose some balloons, recognizing another big achievement, and maybe this one a little more earned than most.
You gotta like something about the 100th day of school.
You get the balloons. 100 balloons.
What's your favorite day of school?
100 days. 100
See, I'd have said the last day.
Hey, come on.
Are you all glad that there's no snow, or do you want more snow?
No snow. No snow. Always done with days.
100th day?
Yeah.
All right. What's your favorite day of school?
1 and 9.
Huh? Today?
Yeah.
See, I just said the last day, but that's okay. The last day is always a good day. Are you all glad you all want more snow or no more snow?
No! Yes!
Okay. How many? You jumped how many times?
100.
Show me one. Show me two. Wow. 100's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
You like the 100th day of school? Do you? Is it your favorite day, or what's your favorite day?
I don't know. Wednesday.
Okay. How many attempts have we made at the 100th day?
I'm pretty sure this is the 4th attempt. We started last Wednesday with the 100th day, and we just had the flower shop on standby.
Are all these snow days, are they stressful for the curriculum and students and staff?
They are stressful. We have a lot of timelines, and the timelines are staying the same for some of us. We've got some things going on with teacher effectiveness right now, and it's really hit us hard, so now we're under crunch.
So what have we got left school-wise?
We have 70 student days.
70 student days.
Yeah, and a lot of learning still left. So kids have been talking about today all the things they've learned, though, and we have learned a lot. Our recent assessment and reading shows us what we've learned, so we've been looking at that. Can't get the math test in yet because of all the snow days, but we're working on it.
And speaking of snow days, well, I've got a forecast for you. But before that, we've got other news and headlines and information, and we've got other days to talk about, and those are birthdays, brought to you on tonight's McGoffin County Farm Bureau-sponsored Community Calendar. I have had more birthdays here lately than I may have ever had in 15 years, and I've gotten a little late on a couple of them, and this is one of them. So now it's a day belated, and it's all my fault. But it's still a very big birthday wish to Miss Bentley Smith. A happy happy 4th birthday from Sissy Stacy, Uncle Jimmy, and Jay on yesterday. Her birthday was Tuesday the 11th, so she's now 4 years and 1 day old, and she's Bentley Smith. Happy birthday. And I've got more. I've got a happy birthday wish to Bessie Howard, celebrating a birthday today from Mom, Sherry, Pam, Rexetta, family, and friends. Happy birthday to you. I've got a birthday wish for Wesley Reisner. I'm told that Wesley Reisner celebrated his 27th birthday yesterday, and from a host of family and friends, happy birthday to you. And Garland Reisner celebrated his 82nd birthday the day before on February the 10th. And from the same family and friends, I believe, and a host of others, happy birthday to you.